Okay. All right. So, hypothetically, we should be okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Nate. I also go by Hockey Boy Nate. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a bit. All right, I've been very busy. If you've been following my Twitter, I have a second job because it's that time of year in winter to where I actually want to work at a ski resort, and it's pretty fun over there. So, it's going to be kind of difficult for me, as I said, to upload videos, but when I do upload videos, it's usually going to be about something impactful, and we have that here. So, I'm glad that you all could tune in here today if you're watching this after the fact. This is live on Tuesday, December 28th. It's going to be similar to a normal video, so if you just want to stay tuned, we'll talk about all the stuff that I want to talk about, and then we can get on to questions afterwards, and once I start answering questions and stuff like that, then you guys can head off. But otherwise, for the people who are here now, thank you so much for coming out to the live stream. And if you are new to the channel, or if you're not, please be sure to like the live stream or like the video, because liking it will actually help me spread this to more and more people on YouTube, essentially helping me spread information. So if you do that, you do me a good service, you do everyone a good service, you're helping us out. So thank you so much, and please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, with that out of the way, let us go into the Convective Outlook first, all right? So this is for tomorrow, the Day 2 Convective Outlook for the 29th, all right? This is December 29th, and we have a 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale here indicated in this yellow right here, all right? Now, the thing of it is that I said it's a 2 out of 5, but I think it could be a 3 out of 5, okay? And the thing of it is that it has a 5% chance for tornadoes right now. I think it could go to a 10%. And since we're starting to get into the range of 10% chance for tornadoes, I could possibly live stream this event. All right, that's once we start to get into the 10%, it's more than likely that I will. But you guys know Wednesdays are kind of days to where I may or may not do it. But I think I'm more than likely going to live stream at least the beginning. All right, so come back to the channel again tomorrow. I will have a video tomorrow morning discussing as to the timings of this event, but otherwise, I do think that there could be a 10% chance for tornadoes, and I don't think it's just going to be in one spot either. I think it could be expanded within this 5% chance for tornadoes. So don't just think that, you know, the 10% is just going to be like, you know, say here in central Alabama. You know, it could be up into Tennessee, into Mississippi, and all sorts of stuff. Because it's just, there's two general areas that I'm watching out for in general for tornadic activity. One is western Tennessee into portions of Arkansas, heading into central Tennessee. And then another is kind of like this other loop that's here in central Missouri, or not Missouri, Mississippi into Alabama. So it's just one of those things to where it could be, you know, kind of like this widespread thing. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that are kind of wrong with this event. All right, so if it completely busts, which just basically means it doesn't perform as highly as anticipated to, then first off, hallelujah, because we need that. We need more of that. And secondly, for the people who are expecting weather and stuff like that, don't be too upset, because there's expected to be another severe weather event behind this, and we'll get to that there in a second. But let's take a look at the models here. This is the HRRR model. You guys don't have... Actually, let's see if I can go over to another... It might be easier if I just go to Weatherbell and show you all that way. And if that's the case, then I might just do that. Yeah, I think this actually is a bit easier. So let's go to precipitation, and let's do reflectivity type. Let's actually see deep south. Yep, there you go. All right, this is a bit better, a bit easier for us to use. Actually, I completely remembered that the HRRR on this website is kind of bugged at the moment, so we're just going to use the NAM 3 kilometer and hope for the best. So here we go. The timings are as follows. We're going to switch it over here. I should totally put a something up there and then put some sort of satellite and just hope for the best. There you go. Good enough. It'll start like flickering and stuff like that here in a second, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. So you can see here that the reflectivity is representing the potential for some showers and thunderstorms across the board, which, by the way, timing is above me if you want to follow along. And early in the day on Wednesday, you get some of these scattered showers and thunderstorms along the line here. And that's the residual effects of what's happening right now, which is basically not a whole lot. It's a 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. Could get some, something tornadic down here in southern Mississippi and Louisiana here tonight, but otherwise not exactly expected to be super significant. But tomorrow, you can see how things start to change from the 2 o'clock hours and onwards. So you can see some stuff starting to try and develop over here near the Mississippi River. And then as this continues to move on through, you see some storms that start to form, and then they kind of go away, and then they form, and then they go away. And you can see sometime here around 6 or 7, this is when stuff really starts to fire off. You also get some stuff here in southern Tennessee, and that'll kind of just continue to move on through here all the way into the evening. And that's the big thing here, is that this is expected to happen once again overnight. So you won't be able to see it, regardless if it's rain wrapped or not with the storms in general. It's just going to be at night. And I highly recommend, if you haven't already, have a plan in place. All right. It doesn't hurt to have a plan in place if things go south. So please be sure to be aware of the situation if you can, as these storms continue to fire off more and more into Thursday. But the main thing here is to watch out. Well, the main thing here to watch out for is eastern Arkansas into Tennessee, northern Mississippi, and Alabama. Now, I did say that I am watching an area down here in central Mississippi and Alabama. This is kind of a boom or bust, so it either happens or it doesn't. All right? So you can see how you have these little lines that kind of just continuously move on through the area. So you have one line here that starts to move on through. You have another line that kind of just moves on through with some scattered showers and thunderstorms that could pop off. And then you have more that could even appear afterwards, and just more and more of that stuff. And we actually can go to some other models here. If we go to some other models, you can see that during this time period here on Wednesday, you can see it has a lot of that activity here in northeastern Arkansas. You have some stuff here from northern Louisiana into northern Mississippi. But then watch this here. You can see you have more and more showers and thunderstorms that kind of just pop off, with some heading towards the Tupelo area. And this is going to be something to watch out for. So we have the central portions of Mississippi to Alabama, where there could be some renegade showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be supercellular. Jeez, I cannot speak to save my life today. You can tell how tired I am. And then you have this activity up here that's heading into Tennessee. So it's just kind of a double whammy, if you will. But if you were to ask me what the probabilities would be for the Storm Prediction Center tomorrow, I'd have to say more than likely 30% chance for wind, 15% chance for hail, and then a 10% chance for tornadoes. Whether or not they could be significant or not, it's kind of hard to say as of this moment. But I do believe that you guys could get a potential chance for some severe weathers. Seems legit. That sounds about right. I'm losing my mind, chat, so just bear with me, please. I really am. We'll play the loop there so that you guys can see what's happening off of Louisiana, if you guys are curious. There you go. That's some fun stuff. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of this event a little bit. Let's take a look in depth a little bit more. So we're going to take a look at the heights of the atmosphere. And this will give you guys an idea as to what is happening here with this event. And we're actually going to take a look at the 500 millibar wind shear first. So you can see as this, well, actually, let's go to central. You guys can see how this works. So we have our low pressure system right here. And this is creating a lot of strong wind shear that is really kind of pushing on through the general Ozarks area into the Ohio River Valley. And because you have a lot of this wind shear mainly right in here, this wind shear is going to carry this way, and it's going to carry this low pressure system towards the north and east. So watch out for that. If there was a lot of wind shear like right here, and you had a low pressure system right here, then you'd know that our low pressure system is going to just head off generally towards the east. So just something to, make a note of if you ever see that for yourselves, and whether you're doing a forecast or whether you're just looking at models and stuff like that. You got some stuff over there. But yeah, some very strong wind shear here for the most part at 500 millibars, which is about 6 kilometers above ground level. You can see that the maximum, which is all the way down here, says that you have 94 knots, which is about 105 to 110 miles per hour. So got quite a lot of strong wind shear here from the 500 millibar level. But then if we go over to the 850 millibar jet here, you can see that as this continues to move on through, you're going to see the low-level jets start to increase into portions of Mississippi and Alabama. If we go back a bit more, you can see how it wasn't as strong, or it was moving off more towards the north and east rather than moving from south to north. So you can see how the wind changes very quickly, and that is how you start to get a bit of your tornadic development possible within that area. And what that also is going to do is that's going to take a lot of this moisture here in the Gulf of Mexico and rise it up here into this general watch area. We call that moisture return. For the most part, that's what I call it, and some other people call it. But you have a lot of this warm, moist air here in the Gulf of Mexico advecting towards the north. Advecting means temperatures moving, and they're advecting off towards the north into this general area. So if we go and take a look at the dew points, we should be able to see that exact same thing here if we just backtrack a bit more. So we have some dew points already in the area, actually, most likely because we had our low pressure system over here that's already building dew points into this. A lot of moisture return over here already. But you can kind of see how you have more and more of this moisture that's going to continue to move further and further north. So you can see here in Mississippi, you have dew points of the mid to upper 60s. If we take a look tomorrow, they start to rise into the upper 60s and almost 70s in some spots. So that's what I mean a bit about how there's moisture return. The moisture is returning to the area because, you're always going to have moisture somewhere. I'm assuming everyone has had moisture in their lives from the sky and the atmosphere at some point. They've seen rain, they've seen, fog or something like that. That's all moisture. So the moisture in this case is returning after there's been a period of dry air. And that's why we call it moisture return. Now, if we take a look at the energy levels of this event here, which we're going to take a look at the CAPE, Convective Available Potential Energy. We got some areas here. Now, for people who don't know what Convective Available Potential Energy is, it's basically warm air rising and cold air sinking, all right? So the displacement between the two can indicate how much energy there is. The higher the amounts of CAPE, the more energy there is for thunderstorms to either form or sustain. So that's the big thing here to remember, especially if you're on this channel, because you're going to see this quite a few times here on this channel for severe weather. So you typically want about, I'd say, 1,800 joules per kilogram of energy in order for you guys to start considering there to be severe weather. So let's kind of zoom in here a little bit. And don't really pay attention to the max all too much, because all that is down here in the Gulf of Mexico. There's always a lot of energy in the Gulf of Mexico. That's kind of the reason why there's a bunch of, hurricanes and stuff like that. They get strong. It's not from the same, Cape, but it's still, there's a lot of energy over there. And that energy can translate to other energy too. So we got this. So in this entire area here of the 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale, you can see how there is some amounts of energy that do get into an upwards of 1,700, even 1,800 joules per kilogram, which is in these little yellow spots. You guys can see these little yellow spots across the board, some of which are even up to 2,000 joules per kilogram. And you even have some stuff here in southern Mississippi into Louisiana that has over 2,000 joules per kilogram. So Watch out for that, especially the little pockets, all right? These little pockets, if some thunderstorms can get into those little pockets of energy, they could potentially sustain, and you can start considering, significant severe weather. So something to just definitely watch out for with that. And then I'm going to want to take a look at the storm relative helicity, all right? Now, what this does is it basically shows favorable wind patterns for tornadic development. Now, sometimes, this doesn't give you the whole entire picture, but for this event here tomorrow, it'll give us a general idea as to what we could potentially have. So we would typically want above 150 meters squared per second squared. That's what the unit is for all of this. And you can see anywhere within the dark blue, or even, the dark blue and above, that's over 150 meters squared per second squared of 0 to 1 kilometer helicity. And we do have that within the area. So that is favorable for tornadic development. I can even back it up a little bit. You can see how, it actually intensifies as it goes overnight. You can see it even goes up into Tennessee and stuff like that. So you got some veering in the atmosphere, which is favorable for tornadoes. So that's the big thing here. So we got to watch out for that. So we're going to go back to the convective outlook here, show you all again. Here is your convective outlook for tomorrow. You can see there is a 1 out of 5 in the severe weather scale indicated in dark green, 2 out of 5 in yellow. Now, if you're in this light green, don't really, you don't have to be super worried about it, all right? That's just a general thunderstorm risk, right? It's not expected to be significant. It's supposed to be general thunderstorms, maybe even, a rare severe thunderstorm, but not anything significant. So that's something to consider with that. But here in the 1 out of 5 and the 2 out of 5, you got to watch out for that. And I would especially watch out if you're in the 2 out of 5, because by my video tomorrow, I am anticipating, and I'm saying tomorrow morning because I'm going to be making my video tomorrow morning, I am anticipating there to be an upgrade to a 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. So you guys might see some orange here, probably on my GR Earth here. So there you go. You can see how GR Earth looks, and you might see an orange area with all that too. So that's something to watch out for with that. But believe it or not, all right, believe it or not, everyone, we actually have another severe weather event after this, all right? And the good news is it's not in December, so this is the last one for December, all right? All December severe weather, not expected to be super significant. I mean, you might have something towards the last day of December, but like the actual big severe weather event is not going to be in December. So the crazed December events after tomorrow should not be super significant. But the thing of it is, all right, the thing of it is we still have severe weather. And it's still in winter. So let's just get on with it. We have severe weather that is anticipated for 2 days. Friday, so Friday the 31st, December, and Saturday on New Year's Day. So New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We have a severe weather event that is anticipated. So we can see here in this yellow area, we have a 15% chance for severe weather, which is essentially a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. Essentially a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. Now, because we're a little bit further away, this could, move up, down, left, and right. Well, like, not up here. Like, that's, no. But, like, this could move up a little bit. This could move down a little bit. This could move right or left a little bit. But generally, the area around here, so in and around the 15%, you guys need to watch out for Friday. All right, so this is Friday, the 31st of December. Okay? Now, the next day, we have an even larger circle here, an even larger 2 out of 5 in the severe weather scale. And this extends all the way up into Kentucky, too. All right, you see southern portions of Kentucky into Tennessee, the Appalachians, all the way down into Alabama and Mississippi, as well as along the Mississippi River right here. You have a huge 2 out of 5 in the severe weather scale here. So watch out. most certainly if you're in here, all right? This is definitely going to be something to watch out for. Now, the thing of it is that as much as people would love me to go into specifics, right now, I can't really go too far in depth with, like, you know, Cape and Helicity and stuff like that. But what I can do is I can give you all the makeup of how this event is expected to unfold throughout here. So let's take a look here with the instantaneous flash rate. Now, what this does is this shows you the amount of lightning strikes within 6 hours. We're going to do the 6 hour one, and 6 hour average is probably the best one to do, at least, in my opinion. So we're going to take a look at the Euro model to get this one done. And you can see that this is today. Let's take a look on Friday. There we go. So this is Friday morning into Friday afternoon. And you can see that you have this massive ball of lightning that starts to go over the main risk area. Now, if I actually go to the central here a bit, you can see that the thunderstorms also extend all the way down to portions of Texas as well, and even into Oklahoma. So Dallas, Fort Worth, you guys could potentially get some activity there. And that'll head up into, like, you know, Shreveport and stuff like that. They could get some severe weather. And then this will continue on to Saturday, and you can see how widespread this is, but not as intense of lightning, according to the Euro model. So watch out for that. You could get some areas that have a lot, could get some areas that don't have a lot, but that's just the nature of weather. You know, it's not all going to be treating everyone equally, more or less. It's some person or some people get severe weather, some people don't. And we're just trying to, you know, give people an idea as to what they could get, you know, at the worst. So that way people can prepare ahead of time. And if it doesn't happen, then that's at least the good thing. That's the positive side to it, is that no one got impacted, no one got hurt. But, you know, it's still a possibility for severe weather is here. Take a look at the wind here. 500 millibar wind shear. Very similar to something that occurred about 2 weeks ago. A lot, very much so stronger 500 millibar jet. You can see the last event that we were talking about for tomorrow had about 94 knots of wind shear. Now, if you take a look at that max down here at the bottom right-hand part of your screen, you can see 116 knots of wind shear. That's some very strong upper-level wind shear at the 500 millibar range, which is about 1 kilometer above ground level, as I said. So you have this huge low-pressure system right here with this positively tilted trough at the upper levels, and then in the lower levels, I'm trying to see if there's a negatively tilted trough within here. I see possibly a little teeny negatively tilted trough kind of embedded right within here. So there's a little negatively tilted trough right within there. So we're going to have to watch out for that as this moves on through. But very strong wind shear here in the upper levels. All right, that's the big thing here to take away from this. And then let's take a look at the 850 millibar wind shear, which is about 1 kilometer above ground level. So this is from Friday morning. You can see heavy amounts of wind shear here at 850 millibars, bringing a lot of this moisture up into this general area, into the severe watched area, I should say. And this wind shear is pretty strong too. We get upwards of 60 knots as well. So pretty strong here in the mid-level portions of the atmosphere, and that'll continue to intensify even as we get into Saturday. Look at this massive spiral here, guys. Massive spiral that moves about, and then we do have a what looks to be another positively tilted trough embedded within this massive long wave trough. So we have a short wave trough over here, which is just a little mini one, and then you have this long one, which is, you know, long wave trough. So but man, oh man, look at that spiral. That is crazy looking. That's thumbnail material right there, guys. But yeah, that's a lot of strong wind shear. That'll continue to, you know, mature as it moves on through. You can see it gets to 73 knots of wind shear as this gets into the midday Saturday, heading off into the late day Saturday, and it's actually not as strong as the day prior, and maybe about as strong, maybe, yeah, I'd say maybe within a knot or two, that's about good. But then as it moves on through, it's not as significant. And you can see as we zoom in to the southeast, you can see that a lot of that wind shear is out in front or even to the north and east of it. So we'll have to watch out for that on Sunday, but otherwise not expected to be too significant with that one for that day. But Friday and Saturday, those are the days to watch. All right, that's definitely going to be something to really watch out for. And I'll show you guys here, as I said earlier on, because of that 850 millibar wind shear moving from the south to the north, that's bringing a lot of this moisture into the area. You can see there's already a lot of moisture because of the day prior, but we'll go backwards a little bit to show you all. You can see there's, somewhat modest dew points here in the portions of like Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi. It's continued to stay modest, even when the event on Wednesday moved on through. But it really starts to kind of rise here as we get into Friday and even into Saturday. You can see dew points there Saturday morning, mid to upper 60s, and that is pretty high. And then you got this massive cold front here that creates this big difference between the heavy dew points and the low dew points, which could signify a pretty strong damaging wind risk. But we'll have to see as that continues to get closer. Once we get better high resolution models, then we'll be able to have official answers of where and when you guys can get that activity on Saturday. But that's something to watch out for on that front. And then I want to talk about one more thing here. All right. So here's the thing. All right. It's winter, and you'd expect there to be a lot of strong snowstorms. Now, there is one that's kind of ongoing right now in the portions of Iowa, Illinois, into Minnesota and Wisconsin. And I was going to make a video on that, but as I said, I got really busy, so I couldn't really make a video. But you can see all these snow reports here in these like blue boxes and stuff like that if I go to the separate screen. Yeah, a lot of snow reports over in this general vicinity. I see a lot of 5 to maybe even 6-inch snow reports, but do have this widespread snowstorm here within this area. But this here, you can see that'll translate to the north and east just a teeny smidge. Now, I won't get to like New Jersey and the mid-Atlantic, all right? This will be more of an upstate New York into the central and northern New England areas. But the next one after this, all right, I'm watching this weekend. And the only reason I'm watching this weekend is because my ski resort kind of doesn't have a lot of snow right now. So I don't even know why we're open right now. I'm going to be completely honest with you. We only have 3 lifts open, and we have like 4 trails. That's pretty bad. So I don't know. Don't ask me why. I'm just getting paid. Okay. But a couple things. All right. First off, new low pressure, as I said, this is the event for this weekend. So Friday into Saturday and Sunday. A lot of snow on the back end of this low pressure system in the Rockies. And then as this continues to move on through, look at this. A lot of pink here, which is indicating a lot of freezing rain. And that is very hazardous for people who live here. Especially, look at this. We got Kansas City and Topeka within that area, even into Junction City. Anywhere along I-70 is going to be getting a lot of freezing rain. And that's not exactly the best case scenario for people who want to travel on New Year's Day. New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. That entire area, a lot of freezing rain. Even on the back end of that, a lot of snow. That even gets up into Chicago, too. And to places of Lake Michigan. So watch out for that, all right? Now, what I'm anticipating is this to move a little bit further north. So I think Chicago might get a little bit more of the freezing rain and sleet aspect rather than the snow aspect. So watch out for that a little bit more. Don't be surprised if you get a lot of rain, too. But you guys could get this entire complex here of winter precipitation. I say precipitation because, as I said, snow, that's what you typically assume that you're getting. But this massive line of freezing rain here is a big concern in my honest opinion. You need to watch out for that. So as this moves off towards the north and east, this is not what I want. Let's go east. There we go. You can see massive line continues to move on through and into Ontario and even Quebec. And that'll continue to move about. But then look at this, all right? We have this band of snow here on Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening on the backside of this line here. And watch out if you're along the Great Lakes here, all right? If you're along the Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, Cleveland, and then, Buffalo, Rochester, you guys need to watch out because you guys could get some lake effect snow within this, all right? Do not be surprised if you had some of that. But other than that, a lot of snow on the back end of this. Maybe some snow squalls could create some hazardous conditions within your areas. And then you guys could even get some stuff here in New England as well, specifically in Maine. It's typically a lot of stuff in Maine. So not expected to be too much from that. But then after that, that's when the models, as I say before, every single time I talk about the models, once it gets past a certain point, that's when it really gets wonky. So you can't really, trust it all too much. The inaccuracy is so high that it's just not even worth looking at. I mean, you can look at it for fun. You can just laugh at it, which sometimes what I do, but otherwise, that's kind of really that as soon as that passes on through. Now, I want to talk before we get into questions, because I know that people definitely have questions on all the things that I've been talking about. Let's first off take a look at the sleet totals. Look at this here. In some spots of these orange, we have up to 1.5 inches of sleet. All right. Now, sleet's probably not like the least significant aspect of winter precipitation because the ice, this is just like, little ice pellets. They kind of build up, but they're not like consistently slippery. All right. It's kind of like sand. You can kind of get a little bit of traction, or even dirt. It's kind of like dirt almost. Okay. But this is when things really start to get pretty crazy. I talked about that big band of freezing rain, and this is it right here. 3/4 of an inch of freezing rain is possible. All right. Almost an inch. If you can imagine 1 inch of freezing rain, it's a little bit smaller than that, but it's 3/4 of an inch. That's a lot of freezing rain. A lot of freezing rain. That could possibly create some very hazardous travel. Very hazardous travel. So, gotta really watch out for that if you can. Because freezing rain is no joke. And then here's some of the snow totals. All right. Now, if you guys start to see the pinks here, so, kind of like this, that's when you start to get over 1 foot of snow. So expect some of these areas here. Look at this. According to this run, this says Milwaukee is going to get almost 2 feet of snow. So watch out for that. All right. Because you guys could get some heavy snow on top of this. And even this, you remember this is where the freezing rain was over here. You can get snow on top of the freezing rain. As soon as it's all frozen on the roadways, it's all frozen. You got snow on top of it. You can't tell if it's frozen or not. And you could just be slipping and sliding the entire time with your car. So watch out for this big band of snow that's going to surge on through, even into portions of Michigan as well. All right. So watch out for that. Watch out for that. Alrighty. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to talk about. I'm going to take a look at the west and see. There's still expected to be a lot of snow, so that's not going to be all too surprising for people who live over there, especially the Sierras, where there is record snowfall for the month of December. But other than that, this is probably when we're going to start answering questions and stuff like that. You think the 31st/1st storm system could go enhanced or moderate, maybe? I think it could go enhanced. Moderate, I'd have to wait a little bit. I need better models to see if it could. Love to see Florida get hit with a blizzard, lol. See, I believe that's, the significant ice storm or whatever. I can't remember what it's called, but it's happened before. It happened way back when in the 90s. or no, not the 90s, the 80s, 70s. I think it was the 70s. Was Canada mentioned already? Yeah. If you're in Ontario and Quebec, watch out this weekend. All right, this weekend could be a snowstorm and even an ice storm that can move on through. North Dakota, you guys are not expected to get a whole lot. I mean, this is the snow totals for you all, and you guys are in the grays, even some dark blues in some spots. And that's, once you start to get into the blues and the dark blues, that's 2 to 5 inches. So, not a whole lot for you all. How's Nashville looking Wednesday night through Thursday morning? You guys are expected to get some severe weather. Now, for you guys, I think it'll be a bit more of a damaging wind and tornado threat more than anything. But you guys could get some hail within it as well. But yeah, I'd say you guys are definitely getting it, and I think it's going to be a bit more of an overnight threat for you all. I think that'll happen as it gets closer and closer towards midnight, maybe even after midnight too. So watch out for that if you can. Joe Banks, hello. Welcome to the stream. We'll do forecasts for specific places a little bit later. But like, general cities and stuff like that, even general states, so like, Nashville is a good example. If you're near like those cities, I'll say, okay, yeah, I can go and talk about that real quickly. But I think we'll have blizzard conditions with Kansas because the wind gusts. I haven't really checked the winds. That's a good point. Let's see what the maximum winds at the surface are. We're going to do wind gust swath, because why not? And yeah, you guys could get some blizzard conditions in Kansas, even into Iowa. Would not be surprised. Yeah, I think you guys have the potential for that from Friday into Saturday. Yep. When will Kansas City, Missouri get some snow? Most likely Friday into Saturday and into Sunday. Stuff like that. California has a lot of rain and you love it. Yeah, you guys are getting a lot of that good moisture for you all. At least it won't be that much of a drought anymore, but it could lead to some flash flooding. What do I think about the weather in Maryland? I think it'll be a lot of gusty showers for the most part. Not a whole lot of energy, or at least enough energy for you guys to really, get organized severe weather. So that's the good news for you all. What will Wilmington, North Carolina see for severe weather? So for tomorrow, you guys aren't anticipated to get a whole lot. And then on Thursday, you're not anticipated to get a whole lot either. There's not really a lot of energy for you all too. So there you go. Yeah, Memphis is unfortunately getting some more severe weather and stuff like that. Northern Indiana, I think you guys could potentially get some wintry precipitation this weekend, but it's going to be kind of hard because you're right on the border of there either being rain or freezing rain and snow. So, it's almost like flipping a coin. I would anticipate more rain, but I would not be surprised if you had snow or ice. Bowling Green, you guys are anticipated to get some severe weather on Saturday, so watch out for that. Southern Kentucky in general, all the way down into Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama, watch out for that. All right, you guys are anticipated to get some severe weather on Saturday. Southern Illinois, are you guys anticipated to get some severe weather in that time frame? No, you guys are not. So you guys are fine. You guys are going to get some just strong damaging winds and rain, stuff like that. But nothing really too tornadic according to models or Storm Prediction Center. Did I mention the cold wave around Winnipeg? So it's been pretty cold in Winnipeg and all that in general for quite some time, honestly. But I'll take a look at it here to show everyone what you're talking about. Should I do it in Fahrenheit or in... I can only do it in Fahrenheit, so there you go. And we're going to zoom out to the United States. There we go. All right, so you guys see all this kind of white and kind of weirdish green? That's kind of temperatures in the negatives. Once you start seeing the whites into the green, that's negatives. And then you have -10. Once you get to the dark green, that's -15. Once you start to get to like the bright greens, like this stuff over here, that's -30. And yeah, it's pretty insane for the most part. You can see how cold it's been in that entire area. In Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta, that entire area over there. I mean, it's Canada, but it's still pretty cold. Now, you are expected to get a little bit, well, possibly a little bit of a warm up. Just in the beginning of the week next week. So Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon, you guys might get a little bit of a warm up, but otherwise not expected to be too much for you all. Did I pray before the stream? Yes, I did. We'll get a huge pattern shift in the middle of January finally. Honestly, not really. I think it'll stay the same until February. In Baton Rouge area for the 1 out of 5. Yep, they could definitely get some severe weather, but it'd be some scattered showers and thunderstorms and stuff like that. So I don't think, you guys aren't obviously in the main area to watch. All right, if you guys are in the 2 out of 5, I'd start watching intensely. But just, if you're in the 1 out of 5 in general, I would just, of course, still have a plan of action, but don't be like too concerned. All right. I'm starting to catch up with chat a little bit. Yeah, Illinois is getting a lot of snow here right now, actually. Northern Illinois, I should say. Yeah, Memphis, you guys need to watch out for tomorrow and Saturday. Can I talk about Montreal? I can. Hold up. You guys are continuously getting some cold temperatures of the teens in Fahrenheit. Let's see what I can do here. U.S. regions, Northeast. Does this cover Montreal? Yeah, it kind of does cover Montreal. It's right there. So Montreal is pretty interesting because it's right on the border of practically everything. So you see they're expected to get some rain on Saturday, and then on Sunday, as it starts to change from Saturday into Sunday, so like Saturday night into Sunday morning, you can see it starts to turn into like freezing rain and maybe even snow and stuff like that. So watch out, all right? Because that could be hazardous leading into, Sunday morning. Now, I'm not sure what anyone's going to be doing on Sunday morning in Montreal, but you know what? I'm not sure if there's actually a hockey game that night. Aren't games in Montreal like kind of postponed at the moment? I can't remember. The Canadiens. Although people could also not go to the game because, last year they were pretty good. This year I don't know what they're doing. Will Pennsylvania get any severe weather on the 1st and 2nd? Nope. I'd be chasing it if that was the case. St. Louis get any snow? Probably not. Southern California, high desert, denied. Yep. They do indeed get a lot of dry air over there. Who's being mean in my chat? Stop it. Southern California, expect tomorrow? Not a whole lot. Maybe some more rain. But otherwise, not expected to be super significant. Let's take a look. Sorry, I may have missed your response. Any update behind the scenes video from you? So, pretty interesting that you say that. I got something for Christmas, and it might require a new room for me to put this all in. So, I want to do a behind the scenes, like a room tour or something like that for my channel, at least someday. But I don't know when that day will come. It'll come sometime within the next couple of months. I'll that's what I have in my head, what I'm saying. But yeah, I got something that is kind of big, something that I might stand and point to and stuff like that. So that's a little bit of a hint for people who are curious. What about Ohio State? I'd watch out if you're, well, if you're in Columbus, you shouldn't worry too much. But if you're like near the Great Lake of Erie, then yeah, you'd watch out for that. Will Oklahoma get some stuff? Yeah, they might get some stuff, but they're not expected to get too much here. You can see that as this plays out into the weekend, you can see they get a lot of rain, and then they might get some residual snow, but it'll be more of a cold wave more than anything. So you might get a little bit of severe weather, like in southeastern Oklahoma on Friday, but otherwise not too much. That's right. People did support the channel, so I must take a look at that real quickly. It's Irish with the 5, says always love supporting the channel. Good to see you back, Nate. Well, thanks so much for sticking with me. I really do appreciate it. Shell became a member for 3 months. I really do appreciate that. As you know, that's the best way to support my channel. So when I see my members at least staying with the channel and sponsoring it, that's amazing. So thank you so much. It says, happy to have Nate live. Happy New Year. Yep, Happy New Year to you too. Cherry Pie with the 5 says, everyone please be safe. We have a lot of snow over here in the northern states. Roads are pretty bad, but I hope people will be okay. Yep, I hope they are too, because I know all too well what it is like to be really, the roads to be really bad and having to drive on them. It's pretty, it's not very nice, I should say. Thomas with the 5, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Shenandoah Valley, Virginia's weather. That's actually a good question. And someone has not asked me that before, so pretty pumped about that, because Shenandoah Valley kind of gets, a bunch of these ice storms at random. But I think you guys are expected to get a lot of strong damaging winds more than anything from both of these systems. So this system right here from, Wednesday into Thursday, you guys are expected to get some damaging winds. And then Saturday into Sunday, you guys are expected to get some rain. And then Sunday night into Monday morning, you guys might get some snow squalls and stuff like that. Some snow that could possibly move on through. So watch out for that. But otherwise, not expected to be like, significant crap. Stuff like that. At 45, Mini Stock has the idea. I appreciate that, Cuban, and I'm glad that I helped your family and stuff like that. Really, that does make me feel pretty great. More snow for eastern Utah? Yep, more than likely. More than likely. Get some snow. Will it stay cold enough for you to get you all to keep it? Yeah, more than likely it will. You guys will be able to have some snow within your areas this weekend, and it most likely will continue to stay. Arkansas, you guys got to watch out for both tomorrow and Saturday, because there's expected to be some severe weather within your area. And it's Arkansas in general. So it doesn't matter where you live. There could be some severe weather. Putnam County, New York. Let's see where that is. Now, I will say, I am going to probably hang it up here at the top of the hour, because I'm pretty exhausted. The thing of it is here, I'll tell you guys a little bit about what I'm doing with my job after I talk about Putnam County. So yeah, you guys could get, you guys are anticipated to get more rain than anything. You guys might get some residual snow on Sunday into Monday. But other than that, not really expected to be too much. So I'll tell you what I'm doing on my job. I am a liftee, so I operate the lifts at a ski resort. All right, which I'm at Whitetail. So if you guys want to go to Whitetail Pennsylvania, Mercersburg, Pennsylvania. I work over there. Feel free to say hi and stuff like that. I'll be wearing this hat. But, you know, I have a year of experience at the place, and I'm one of the only ones that have actually stayed with, you know, the ski resort, because some people have went to college, some people have moved and stuff like that, and some people were just here for relief. But the new people who came in, you know, especially the foreign exchange students, I've had to kind of mentor them a bit, and you know, I wanted to be nice for them and stuff like that, so I allowed them to have the chairs and seats and all sorts of stools and stuff like that, and that made me stand. I'm kind of regretting it right now because my knees, my legs are all aching right now. And one thing I want to do is sit in my bed, lay down, and relax. Whether I want to, you know, catch up with, you know, a show that I want to watch, or just go straight to sleep, wake up tomorrow morning and make my new video that will be available to you all so that you guys can understand the timings of this event, stuff like that. But, you know, at the top of the hour, the end of the day, more than likely we'll call it off. I'll call the stream off here tonight. Southeastern Louisiana, you guys are expected to get some severe weather tomorrow, but you're in a 1 out of 5 in the severe weather scale, so not too significant. South Carolina, it depends upon where you guys are specifically. So I'll pull up the Convective Outlook here for you all. Tomorrow, you can see that you're in the 1 out of 5 in the severe weather scale if you're like over near Greer and stuff like that. But then, like on Friday, you know, just a little teeny portion of South Carolina is in the 1 out of 5 in the severe weather scale, so not anything too significant. North Georgia, what can they expect? Severe weather. More than likely some fashion of severe weather. Same thing with Chattanooga, Tennessee. Yeah, here's the convective outlooks here for you all. All right, so this is for tomorrow. This is Wednesday. You can see the 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale here in green, 2 out of 5 in yellow. All right. Now, if you're in the yellow, you need to watch out because there might be a 3 out of 5, a sneaky 3 out of 5 in there. All right? You might not be able to see it right now, but believe me, all right, you could potentially get it. Would not be surprised if that was the case. And then this is Thursday's outlook right here. All right, so you can see you have a 1 out of 5 in the severe weather scale here in this dark green. So portions of southern Mississippi and Alabama, southeastern Louisiana, into portions of western Florida and central and even southern Georgia, they can get some severe weather as well. So if you're over there, watch out for that. And then you can see this is on Friday. So this is a 2 out of 5 in the severe weather scale right here. And this is in central Arkansas. Now, as I said, I would not be surprised if it moved a little north, a little south, a little east, a little west. And that's only because we're a little far out for us to say, hey, this area can specifically get your severe weather. All right. But that's the main thing to watch right there is this 15%, this 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. And then this is on Saturday, and it's a much larger, 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale in that yellow. So guys need to watch out for that again. 2 severe weather setups that are anticipated within 3 days of each other. So kind of crazy. Marjorie with the 5 says, I missed the beginning of the live. Can you tell me if southwestern Georgia will be hit hard? I don't think they'll be hit hard per se. I just think they're going to get some severe weather. Probably strong damaging winds more than anything. Can you go over when North Georgia is going to expect the worst and what can you expect? So, as I said, tomorrow I'm going to have a video with all the timings and stuff like that. Tonight was just a live stream to kind of give you all an idea as to what the environment is like for you all. All right, that's what I like to do before the event. But then the day of the event, in the morning, I upload a video that gives the timings of when the thunderstorms will start to roll in, as well as what you guys could expect as well. So right now, you're saying for northern Georgia, I'm saying Wednesday night into Thursday, you guys can get some strong damaging winds. That's what I'm saying for right now. But if you want the exact timings and stuff like that, then you'd have to go into tomorrow morning's video. Because I'll have all sorts of, timings for everyone. Like I'll have it for Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Louisiana. I'll have all the timings there for you all for tomorrow's event. It's kind of like answering as many questions as possible. Will Indiana ever see snow this year? I'd say that it's a safe bet that they could, but it's how much snow is the real question. All right, how much is the real question? Saturday, northern Illinois, yes, a lot of heavy snow is possible for you all, but it depends upon how far north you are in Illinois. All right, and I'll talk about that a bit more in depth on Thursday's video. But northern Illinois could see a winter storm. Are you trained or educated in meteorology, or are you just a YouTuber? Well, I'm trying to study to become a meteorologist, if that's what you're asking. But surprise, act surprised all you want. I'm 19, so I'm too young to officially be a meteorologist. But I'm trying to get there. I'm trying. It'll take some time for me to get there, but I'm trying. Speculate on how central Illinois will be looking throughout the time frame of severe storms. Should we be worried? Nah, I really don't think you guys should be worried at all. There's not enough energy in the atmosphere, not enough CAPE to at least get thunderstorms to form or sustain. And I think it'll be a little bit too chilly for you all to really anticipate severe weather. So, strong damaging winds is possible for your area. Let's go over to the models here. See if we can get something here for you all. Let's take a look at the instantaneous flash rate, the 6-hour average. And you can see with the Wednesday event, you can see how you have a lot of your, lightning activity across the board in the southern portions of the states. But then as this translates over from Friday into Saturday, you can see how a lot of that lightning stays south of southern Illinois, or south of central to southern portions of Illinois. And that's the main thing to, note here is that if you're in central Illinois, you're kind of like in between the snow and the severe weather. So you're almost like not getting anything. You know what I mean? You're getting rain, you're getting wind, but you're not getting like anything significant. So take that however way you want, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing for you, whether you wanted to hear thunder or whether you wanted to see snow. It's probably not likely for either or. That's pretty cool, Pat. Yeah, Waynesboro is not super far away from me. Uh, 45M with the 5 says Las Vegas is looking pretty cold right now. Any chance of winter precipitation in the area in the coming days? That is a good question. Let's take a look at the West. We're going to be using the Euro model because the Euro actually, in my opinion, has an idea on what it's doing. I'm sorry, but the GFS is just, it's kind of crazy with its low pressure system placements. Yeah, there could be the potential for snow over in Vegas, but according to the Euro model right now, it says no. So we'll have to watch out. Maybe no sleet, no freezing rain. It doesn't look like Vegas itself could get some stuff, but it is pretty cold over there. Let's take a look at the temperatures in Fahrenheit. And yeah, look at that, 30s, 50s and 30s. Huge cold shot there on Saturday and a Sunday. And yeah, you guys could even get into the 20s below freezing. So that's pretty crazy. Will Alabama get tornadoes? They could potentially get tornadoes. Yes, they could. Thanks 45M mini stock with the 5. As I said, I really do appreciate that. Let's see. Judith with the 10. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I really do. Planning to attend college for meteorology? Yeah, I'm trying to get back into Penn State. I was at a separate college because it's cheaper, stuff like that. So I'm trying to get back. And stuff like that. Could you recommend a high def radar for someone who wants to try and pay an upwards of $100 for a yearly subscription? Well, I'll tell you what. All right. If you have a computer, Radar Scope on Microsoft is $30. If you get Radar Scope, you can't go wrong. But if you want to be bold, go get Radar Omega. First off, you got to buy it on your phone, so that's $10 there. And then they have subscription plans. So like Alpha, they have Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. And I don't know how much they cost each. It doesn't say on here. But I know one is like $100 per year or something like that. So if you want to be bold, you can go on a Radar Omega. They have warnings in Canada and stuff like that. But Radar Scope, believe it or not, actually has severe thunderstorm warnings for Australia. So they kind of cancel out however way you want it. But that's something interesting. Interesting to take away from this anyways. By the way, I do want to say, all right, as I always, have said in my previous videos before, I do not want to forget about my Canadian friends. So if there ever is a severe weather event that happens, like a tornado outbreak in Canada, I will be covering it because we do actually have radars up there. Believe it or not, we have radars, in like Winnipeg and Regina, all the way up into Calgary. Edmonton doesn't really, nearest radar is like super far away, but Calgary, Vancouver. You can even talk about Montreal, Quebec, Ottawa, Toronto. So if there's ever any like severe weather near those areas, I'll be able to cover that for you all. Kentucky, you guys need to watch out for Saturday. These maps that you use are available to everyone, right? Free. So this stuff right here, this is not free. However, this right here, you can go into all these different little spots over here. This is free. Now, I have a paid account where I can get specific stuff, like more additional perks and stuff like that. But the sounding data and all that stuff, that's all free. And that's called Pivotal Weather. All right, highly recommend Pivotal Weather if you want to get into your own forecasts and stuff like that. I think it's better than a College of Do page. Tropical Tidbits is not bad too. That's more for tropical weather, but yeah, Tropical Tidbits is not bad either. So if you want to look up Tropical Tidbits or Pivotal Weather, that's something you can do. And then one thing I do want to also make clear too is that if you are ever curious about, weather in general, or you just want to talk to me and stuff like that, then feel free to do so by joining my Discord server, because I'm usually there, I'm usually on. If you ping me or if you DM me or something like that, you'll either have the response of my mods or you'll have the actual response of me. And I do talk quite a bit over there, so, don't feel like you need to hide or anything like that, or you need to be nervous, because I do actually want to try and communicate with you all. So the link is in the description. or not in the description. Well, it is in the description, but it's also in the chat too. So if you want to join, please be sure to verify yourself, because we don't want any, trolls and stuff like that. And then once you're done with that, then accept the terms of service by clicking the check mark for the rules, the rule bot. So, yep, that's one thing. And, yeah, that's pretty nice. Alrighty. I think that's gonna be it. Because I am pretty tired here tonight, as I said. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to get in contact with me. You can DM me on Twitter and stuff like that. Because I try to respond to people over there too. Yeah, you can talk to me on Discord. That's what I'm on the most, honestly. And other than that, I think we're good. Recap, you're on Kentucky for weather for Saturday. So we don't really know a whole lot right now, besides there is anticipated to be severe weather for central to southern portions of Kentucky. So right within there. So let's actually just take a look at the convective outlooks one more time for everyone, so that people can get an idea as to what all are the areas for severe weather. 1 out of 5 in green, 2 out of 5 in yellow. This is the risk for tomorrow, Wednesday, December 29th. I am anticipating a 3 out of 5 in the severe weather scale somewhere here in this yellow. So if you're in the yellow risk, I would watch it and maybe even treat it as a 3 out of 5. So watch out for that. This is for Thursday. You see there's a 1 out of 5 in the severe weather scale here in this green. It might be upgraded to a 2 out of 5 in some spots, but this isn't, going to be like a super significant tornado event. I think this is going to be more of a strong damaging wind event based off of how the cold front presents itself, which I showed a little bit earlier on in the stream. And then if we go to the day 4 and 5 outlook, so this is Friday, you can see there's a 2 out of 5 in the severe weather scale here in this yellow over portions of Arkansas into the Mississippi River Valley and even towards the Red River areas in Texarkana. So watch out for that. And then on Saturday, you can see a much larger 2 out of 5 in the severe weather scale here for multiple states. From the Appalachians all the way through towards the Arkansas and Louisiana vicinity, including portions of Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. So watch out for that if you guys live over there. I will upload a video tomorrow morning discussing the timings of tomorrow's event on Wednesday, and then I may or may not be live streaming the severe weather coverage of it all. So if you do want to partake in that live stream, please be sure to turn on channel notifications. Turn on channel notifications if you want to stay up to date with whatever content I provide anyways, because usually if I post something, it's either A, something, that's about the channel, or B, something that's important, that could be life-threatening with weather and stuff like that. So, yeah, please be sure to do that. And otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I will also, actually before I leave, I will also discuss Saturday's event on Thursday a bit more. So it won't be that big of an issue because we're not expected to, the event's going to happen on Saturday. And I'll have plenty of time, discussing as to when and where these things could potentially go off towards, for the Saturday event, Friday and Saturday event. So I'll talk about it a bit more on Thursday. But yeah, as I said, I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. And I'm pretty pretty glad that you guys came back to the channel. So thank you so much. I'm pretty, happy that we got over 23,000 subscribers. As I said, this channel would be nowhere without you all, and I hope you guys, realize that this is your channel. This is yours. All right. This might say Nate Snyder, but this is all a team. All right. We're all a team here, so I appreciate you all. All right. I will see you all tomorrow morning. Enough stalling. Catch you all on the flip side. I'm tired. That's what happens when I work a second job.